Yes, yes, people, we're back live on the channel for Premier League predictions, weekly Premier League predictions. Joining me, making his debut 2 days ago, and then back on the channel right then and there. Geezer Josh again. What are you saying, bro?
I'm saying nothing much. I'm fine. Had a good few days, especially with Arsenal's victory in the Champions League. I know United's beat Victoria Pilsen, was it, in the Europa
Yeah,
League? So
yeah,
both of us in high spirits ahead of the weekend.
yeah. Well, I'm not as I'm not in as high spirits as you may think, because Manchester derbies are never like the game for me to like go into with good spirit. But it's because in
Yeah,
recent you know what's been going on with Man United and Man City, but
yeah, of
all good.
course.
We'll start with the Manchester derby actually, because that's the biggest game. That's the hot topic for the weekend.
Yeah,
Um,
Super Sunday.
Sunday, Manchester United go to the Etihad. I can't lie, I'm not as confident as you might seem, because yes, it's Man City, and yes, they've only won one game in 10, but it's still like a Manchester derby where form goes out the window. I remember when
True.
we were going to the FA Cup final. Like I never, like, you know what it is. People never saw us winning one bit. Like, everyone was like, you know what, United are going to get absolutely destroyed in the final once again by City. And then United just went and turned up. We turned up. So
To be
what
fair,
I'm
I think
saying,
Rodri said. I think Rodri said that City were drunk that night, that day as well.
yeah,
There
they
might be an
were.
excuse, but still, they played like they were drunk.
Yeah, they did. They did. They pretty much did, to be honest. But the thing is, yeah, I still thought, like, you know what? Okay, we still outclassed them. Yet, yes, it's still Man City, and on a given day, they can still win that game, right? They could have
Of
still won
course,
that
yeah.
game, right? Because they have class players. But this season is where I'm more of like, okay, we can get at them, but it's at the Etihad, and you know what the Etihad, and you know what Manchester Derby is. It's hostile. It's hostile
Let me
atmosphere.
t- let me tell you. Let me tell you. When Arsenal visited Man City earlier this season, as
Yeah,
soon as Trossard got sent off, I stormed out of the house, went for a walk on Brighton Beach, and on my way back, my mate called me saying, "Can you guess the result?" And I was like, "We bloody lost about 6-2, didn't we?" And it was like, "No, we drew. They equalised in the 98th minute." And I was so gutted. It's just going to the Etihad, even for fans, it's a psychological hurdle to get over. I
yeah.
understand your pain completely.
I don't know if I should be confident. I don't know if I should be nervous. I just don't know what the overall feeling is going into this game, because I'm
I
just not.
feel
Yeah, yeah, go on.
Sorry, mate. Carry on. Okay, I
It's
was
all
just saying. I feel like United have nothing to lose. So if you just play your football, and considering how fragile City are at the minute, I reckon you
right.
can get at them and probably beat them.
We have to win this game. I think we have to win. People are like, I'd be crazy, but we actually have to win this game. We need to win this game, actually, because this is our best chance of beating City at the Etihad for years. I don't think we'll get a better chance than this. I really don't think we'll get a better chance than this, especially with City's form right now. I know form goes out the window, but Manchester United are 13th right now in December, right? We should not
It's
beat,
crazy.
because like we should have got the manager earlier. But Ruben Amorim has already coached Sporting against Man City, and he absolutely destroyed Man City 4-1, right?
Yeah,
And I think
you can
Kevin
see
Kevin De
the.
yeah, sorry.
So sorry, carry on. Sorry, I keep butting in.
No, I was
Stop.
just gonna say Kevin De Bruyne was also playing that day as well, I think. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying you can see how much of an impact Amarin had on. You can see how much of an impact Amarin had on Sporting because as soon as he's left, I think they've lost three of their last three games, three of their last four. One of them they got beaten 5-1 by us, and if they had Amarin in charge for that, we would never have beaten them 5-1. Let me tell you. So you've definitely got a good manager at the helm, but it is going to take time.
No,
That's inevitable. Yeah.
definitely gonna take time. I 100% agree with you. It's more whether we United can replicate what Sporting did against City, because I know the thing is Sporting started off the second half and just gone and just absolutely like blew them off the park. They blew them out of the water. So the water. So what I'm gonna say is I think City can still get this game. Like they can still win this game. Like it's at home. They're gonna want it more because it's against United. But with the form Man City are in, I think United should capitalize on that. They need to. Where I think Man City, yeah, they can be got at is the gaps left in midfield. Because
True.
every team's having a field day going through that midfield, and
I
especially with
feel.
Kyle Walker as well. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was just I think Carragher was saying on Sky Sports, and I completely agree with him. Man City's midfield replicates Liverpool's midfield of 2022-23, Klopp's second last season. You have
Ooh,
aging midfielders that can't run anymore. They can't do their jobs to the best of their ability anymore. And
yeah,
ultimately, midfield is the ticking point in the team, isn't it? It's possibly, you could argue, it's the main part of the team. If the midfield doesn't function, you're going to have real problems, and Liverpool had real problems that season. We finished outside of the Champions League. I still
yeah,
think City will get into the Champions League places because
yeah,
I feel the Premier League is just so poor at the minute. But
easily. I
yeah,
agree.
just saying, I agree with Carragher on that one.
I reckon City will easily get Champions League places. I don't see a reason why they shouldn't. Because I just think it's interesting though because I've never expected Man City to go on like a 4-game losing streak in the Premier League. Okay, maybe 2 in a row is okay. Maybe 3 in a row is like okay, something you didn't expect. But going into the game, like going into like 1 win in 10 is something
Unprecedented.
I never thought of this season. I never thought I'd see the season. Like I can't lie. I never would have thought Man City would be having 1 win in 10. It can change. They can if they beat us on Sunday, they can kickstart a new run, which would then eventually lead to a potential title battle with Liverpool. However,
Yeah, again,
if it potentially kickstarts Ruben Amorim's era at Manchester United.
yeah,
It potentially does because this result could mean something for both sides. If it's a draw, then best believe both sides are struggling in the Premier League.
true.
Because
That's definitely true.
United are without a win in 2. City are without a win in like what 5 games, 6 games, I think. 5 Premier League games. Oh no, sorry, they beat
Oh no,
Forest,
they beat Forest, which I thought would kickstart their season, but then they went and drew to Palace.
but then
So,
they
um,
drew.
yeah.
So yeah, you're right in that sense. I'm just not so sure, man. And what he says here, yeah, City are way too vulnerable on the break. I agree. They're vulnerable on the break. They're very, very vulnerable on the break. But the problem is, yeah, and the transition they have to get back. Like they're slow in that. But United don't have the wingers. United's wingers, Rashford doesn't make runs. If Rashford starts on Sunday, because he might, it's Manchester Derby, he'll start, right? There's a bit of
Most
sentiment.
likely PR.
I'll always start Rashford in the Manchester Derby because it's always like a sentimental thing, like because you have to start you have to start the Mancunian lads every single time, and Foden will start because he's a Stockport lad.
Exactly.
Rashford's from Witham Shaw, so yeah he's gonna start Sunday. Um, in terms of City's potential threats, Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, that link up we need to be very, very careful of. We need to be
I
very,
feel like every fan feels like a broken record saying that because it's just so obvious. like it's obvious the danger that City have. It's
mm,
doesn't need to be said. It's like, of course, it's like second nature, and
yeah, it is.
that's how good they are. Yeah,
The thing is, yeah, like if because we need to get at them on Sunday. We need to play our football. We need to do our thing. We need to play the way we need to play on Sunday because if we play like how we played against Arsenal on Sunday, but with more attacking intent, with more on the ball, just keep the ball, right? But also try and create something. Then I can see us winning the game because we kind of nullified you in that first half, but second half
you did.
it is sort of collapsed because United just
Set piece FC, set piece FC.
literally said
That's us.
it that pieces that won you guys the game, and also the thing is if we do not if we don't take our chances, then we can be punished. It's a game where if nobody takes their chances, they can be punished. FA Cup final.
Exactly.
FA Cup final was one of those games where I thought, okay, United took their chances well. That's why we won the game. We won the game because we took our chances. And not only that, we sort of played our game. We weren't scared to attack. We kept the ball. We weren't scared to play through City. And the funny thing is, Rodri was playing that day as well. So this myth
Yeah,
of
it
City
was.
having Rodri in the lineup and people are like, oh, but Rodri this and that. Nah, Rodri.
Would you?
Yeah, sorry.
Carry on. Sorry.
I'm just gonna say
Carry on.
with Rodri is still a great player, but people are saying we can't win with Rodri in the lineup. Yes, you can. Of course you can. But go
Exactly.
on.
Yeah, I was just saying. What was it? Oh no, I've completely lost my train of thought now. That's really bad. Um, Mainly. Oh no, would you argue that United actually winning the FA Cup against all odds and whatnot was actually more detrimental to the club than it was positive in a sense because you've
It
kept
would.
Ten Hag, he
Yeah,
hasn't even changed. He's plummeted you down even further down the table. And now Amarim's got a real job on his hands.
I agree.
Like,
It
what
does.
do you think?
I think it did. I really think it did, bro. And we could have easily got back into the top four that year. Easily. We went on an unbeaten run from like what January to like what Feb like March, and we lost to Fulham at home. That's where the run ended. So we kind of went on like a run. We beat I remember we beat can't remember we beat Villa away.
Yeah,
Beat
I
West
remember that.
beat West Ham at home quite comfortably. And I remember that run was like, okay, we can go on a run here. And maybe even like, turn our season around, but we didn't. And we didn't even qualify for the Europa League. That's how bad our Champions League run was. And if
I
you go
remember that.
if you go and look at what you said, it's kind of true in the sense, but for me, one thing I will never do is I will never throw away an FA Cup for Parma. It's like Manchester Derby FA Cup final. I would never throw that away. And
Listen up, Mikel.
to this day, I'm still very, very happy United won that FA Cup. I'm still gassed
Yeah,
about it.
I understand. Same with me and Arsenal winning it in 2020. I was absolutely delighted. I was hugging my nephews and everything. But
Of course,
when you look at it, obviously in the league there's been improvement, and the league is by far the greatest measure of consistency. At
yeah,
the end of the day, cold hard facts, and I don't want to sound too much like a league gunner wanna be or whatever, but at the end of the day, football is about trophies, isn't it? And the cold hard facts are we haven't won anything since then. No matter how close we've got, the history books will say we haven't won anything. So you could possibly argue it's detrimental to this club considering we've kept them for 4 years and we've won nothing since.
I hear that completely because trophies are the most important thing in football. And if you look at and people say Tottenham versus Arsenal is a better derby than the Manchester derby. Well, to be honest with you, I disagree with
More
that.
entertaining, maybe.
It's more
More
entertaining.
entertaining, maybe. But in
It's more
terms of, like, obviously from a football Premier League perspective, is entertaining. From a pure tactical, from history, from the way sports should be, it's obviously the Manchester derby.
Yeah, because
So,
Manchester Derby, United City both have won trophies. United City both have won, like, they've been in a title race together like twice. They were in a title race in 2022, sorry, 2022, excuse me, 2012, 2013, excuse me, and 2011, 2012, excuse me. So yeah, and United were just about there, and then we lost the league by unfortunately 8 point gap, and then that was it really, and then we could have won 4 titles in a row. We could have won 3 or 4 titles in a row.
you could have won 7 consecutive titles from 2007 to 2013. You
Yeah,
were
we could have.
goal difference and 1 point away.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
you know what happened in 2010? Actually, we lost the title to an offside Didier Drogba goal at Old Trafford. I was watching.
But to caveat that same game when Makeda pulled a goal back, it came off his hand. So let's say both those goals were correctly disallowed. Chelsea would have won
True.
1-0. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I hear that, but still, like Drogba's goal sort of killed everything off. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you drew to Blackburn a week later after getting knocked out of the Champions League, so it was kind of a hammer blow that week.
Um,
Trust me, I've researched a lot on United. I know my
No,
results. Hey,
I, no, I remember
I'm
these.
weird
I
like that.
actually remember these results because you know what happened as well. A week later, we played Man City, right? And we won the game 1-0. I remember watching that game in Boston. I was in Boston visiting my uncle, yeah. Paul Scholes scored that winner. I was watching it in the morning. I was celebrating. And I was like, and then the same day, Tottenham beat Chelsea. And I'm like, how did we fumble that league title, man? How did we fumble?
Exactly.
So
I think that
yeah,
was when
it's
Gary Neville kissed Paul Scholes, wasn't
yeah. That was
it? Yeah, yeah.
like nah that was one of the all times. Like that's you know what that
Yeah.
actually says. That's actually my favorite Manchester Derby goal ever. People can be like Wayne Rooney's
Really?
goal. This one was actually because you know what happened.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah. Sorry.
Carry on. Sorry. So I need to stop doing that. Seriously.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
What
No
was it?
worries. I would say like it's just the
Oh,
timing of it. Like when it happened, because I was literally it was literally in the morning. I was like I kind of like you know what we're gonna score here. I was like in my head I was like we're gonna score here, and then Paul scores and hits that in. I was celebrating. I was like yo, like this is the way the ball went in and where it was as well. Not but my
don't you
favorite.
remember the? So don't you remember the previous fixture between the two sides that season?
Yeah, I do.
What was it?
3-1 City.
No. Michael Owen, 96th minute winner.
You talking about that year? Yeah. Michael Owen's goal.
That season, yeah.
I even told my grandfather Michael Owen's going to come on and possibly score. I was a 9-year-old
Visionary.
kid. I was doing my homework during the game. That was one of the best games Manchester Derby probably I ever watched. And I remember Michael Owen's winner was like it caused so much outrage. I'm like, oh my god, these lot were like, these lot were saying like, bro, like the time added on the 2 minutes. I was like, Mark Hughes was like, nah, man, you had to add on time because of substitutions and everything. Too many there were substitutions happening, so I had to add on another 30 seconds plus, and then United went on and scored. So we won the game 4-3. I remember that game. That was a crazy good game. Crazy good game, and but also the 1-0 at the Etihad was for me my favorite goal because like the timing
Fair
of it
enough.
and where it happened and the player that scored as well. And the player that scored was Paul Scholes. Like, come on, like you just can't knock off a Paul Scholes winner.
Legendary.
You have to. But the best goal I've seen in Manchester Derby was probably the two Wayne Rooney overhead kick. But my favorite goal,
Fair enough.
when it happened, how it happened, Paul Scholes winner against Man City was my favorite goal I ever scored, I've ever
Considering
seen.
the circumstances and whatnot.
And it was at the city of Manchester Eastlands as well. So that's why I was like, you know what, take that on the chin
I believe
and
you
go.
beat them in extra time. You beat them in the last minute in the Carling Cup semi-finals as well to send you lot to win.
Yeah. But I wasn't watching that game, so I mean,
Yeah, fair enough.
but that game I watched the highlights so much over and over. It's like I literally like remember the commentary like quite easily by now. Like it's crazy. Like Wayne Rooney's winner as well. Tevez, the way he scored, pulled City back into the game, and then Tevez
Yeah.
scoring 2 goals at the Etihad to win the game. I'm like, yeah, this is peak. This is peak. And yeah, but City's last ever game at what's it called?
Main road.
Road, yeah, Main Road, and then Benjani, or was it Benjani? It was Benjani, wasn't it? That scored a
Sean
brace. And then,
Gota, wasn't
yeah, Sean Gota. Yes, you're right. Sean Gota
it? Yeah.
scored 2 goals and 3-1, and City won the game 3-1. So it's anyone's game. It's anyone's day to turn up. And when I mean by United need to win this game is and we must is because this is our best chance to win. Because every
True.
other year, we'll just go and sit there and park the bus, throw everyone behind the ball. We'll literally go
I'm
and
not
throw
saying
everyone.
anything.
Sorry.
I'm not saying anything. I'm an Arsenal fan. Hiding
No.
away.
That's all right. That's all right. You can say it. You can say something.
And
That's all good. It's it's your show as well. But yeah, as I was saying, sorry.
no, I've seen shoes.
So as I was saying, United need to try and exploit that City City form and just try and get a result. Whatever result I think of, I'm always gonna be very very cautious of how I approach this game because I'm just going to be very, very nervous. I'm nervous for Sunday still, and I'm sure every other United fan deep down is nervous because if they don't win, they're gonna get absolutely cooked. We're going to get cooked on social media. It's typical. Because football back in the day was taken. You took it to school, and the next day you get bantered by your friends. But now it's all taken to social
Trust me.
media.
Trust me, that was me with Chelsea fans throughout my primary school life. Oh my word.
I had to go
Horrible.
back to school. I had to go back in that David Moyes season. I had to go back to school, right? And then, bro, I kid you not, my friends were cooking the living life out of me.
Mate,
I remember
that was the same season. Wenger's 1,000th game. We lost 6-0 to Chelsea. Majority of the mates in my class were Chelsea fans. Oh my words, I couldn't stop. It was awful.
my favorite game that year though was that 1-0 win against Arsenal. I'm not trolling you or anything.
Seriously.
But the thing is, because the way it happened, I remember doing football training with my coach in the morning, and I was like, I was doing football training with my coach in the morning. I remember I told him I'm gonna hit the crossbar. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the crossbar. If I hit the crossbar, United are beating Arsenal. What happened?
You hit the bar.
Hit the bar, and we beat Arsenal 1-0.
Van Persie again.
And yeah, shout out to my coach as well. Though he's still around here. He's around from Manchester area. Actually, I think he's just from north of Manchester. I can't remember where he's from, but yeah, he's from
Good
there. But yeah, I mean, I expect United to try and turn up on Sunday. It's a derby. Like United players know that this is a game for them. They turn up in the FA Cup final. Turn up on Sunday. You played well. I know community shields doesn't mean much, but you played against them in the community shield and you looked good. You look good in the community shield. So
unlucky.
I expect United to try and get a result on Sunday. Try. We have to try and get a result.
I've written down my predictions for this weekend's Premier League fixtures, and I've given like tiny little explanations as to why I think they're going to be that way in each one. But for the Manchester derby, I've put 2-1 Man United with no explanation whatsoever. I just think it's going to be completely out of the blue, crazy, unexpected.
No, I'm
2-1 win, genuine.
I'm gonna stick by it as well. I'm gonna go with the 2-1 United win as well. I don't think
Glad
it'll be pretty.
agree.
I don't think it'll be pretty. I don't think it'll be easy. City is still gonna play like the way they play, and trust me, they're gonna have a good game. It's gonna be a good game. I hope on Sunday. It's gonna be an entertaining derby, and I hope United come out with the win, like an old classic Manchester derby back in the day, where even though City weren't great, they turned up and they played amazing, and then it became a derby. United nowadays they don't play great, but then guess what? They turn up in derbies. And when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer rocked up Etihad, he knew what to do, and we won the game. We won all games at the Etihad under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I need United to turn up on Sunday, and I need United to win the game on Sunday. So it's our best chance to win the Etihad for years. And if we don't win this game, I don't see us ever beating City at the Etihad in a long, long, long time. So
fair enough,
because they have not been on good form. 1 win in 10. We've not been in great form in the Prem. It's gonna be a battle and scrap game pretty much. It's gonna be like both teams wanted. So
exactly.
Yeah, but City know it's also a derby. They're gonna want to turn up, even though they've not been playing great. They're gonna want to turn up because it's a derby. But United, for me, come on, man, make Manchester red, man. Please, for once, we need to win this game. Get back closer to City. Come on, United, man.
I reckon you will.
Good. I'm gonna carefully say we will, but I won't be surprised if City come and beat us on Sunday. I won't be surprised if we end up losing the game. I still think United will win the game 2-1. Moving on, we're gonna go to Arsenal.
Lovely.
Because it's your game. I'll let you have the floor, man. You can preview this game. It's all yours.
Oh, thank you. Well, obviously, Everton missed the Merseyside derby at the weekend, which I feel may play a bit of a factor into the result. We played against Monaco on Wednesday, I think. We won 3-0. We won 3-0. First half, we should have been about 5-6-0 up. Second half, we should have been about 3-1 down. We ended up winning 3-0 because Saka's the only clinical forward we have. So, overall, good result. Inconsistent performance throughout certain phases of the game. I believe that we will win, but it will be another scrappy 2-1 victory. may have to include a late goal. Everton will make it extremely difficult for us. They'll stifle us and whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win. Won't be pretty viewing. I'm glad it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, so I can't see it in the UK. But yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think we'll prevail eventually.
That's the one thing I will ever. That's the one thing I will ever flex about Thailand and Asia having over UK. It's like, you know what? We don't have to go watch the games. We literally have all the games at like 3 p.m. 3 o'clock 3 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. UK time. So that's what I'm saying. Like the blackout, they. I don't want to sound like, you know, I don't know if it's like free speech or anything like that yet. But I want the UK to remove that 2 p.m. blackout. They
3
need to
p.m.
remove
Yeah.
two. I mean, currently it's 2 p.m. though, so I mean,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
it's like 7 hour difference. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, they need to remove this blackout because I don't know why I don't know why they have it. Like the UK is literally known for like football. Like they show football on TV. So like they need to like stop with
Exactly.
this. They can show the highlights after the game. Then why can't they show the game like live? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying it makes
I
no
mean, that's a
difference.
whole new debate. That's a whole new debate. I mean,
It's,
what I can't understand, this is literally the country that invented football. And by invented, I mean came up with the rules and whatnot that we abide by to the present day. The
and was
footballs are played in this country. Like, why can't the fans see it? Especially in
and
this cost of living and whatnot.
and and also the broadcasting rights as well. The way the UK handled the broadcasting rights as well is pretty crazy to me. But I reckon like they need to remove it soon, and I reckon they will. I have a feeling it might be somewhat next year, or maybe the year after. But I think this 2 p.m. blackout's gonna be gone. 3 p.m. blackout's gonna be gone very very sooner than you think.
I don't
But
think it will. I don't think it will at all.
I don't think so.
No, not at all. I feel like it completely plays into the broadcaster's hands. At the end of the day, money talks. They're going to
True.
get as much money as they can out of it. It's not going to change. It's not going to budge. That's
No, I
it.
hear that. I hear that. But let's talk about Arsenal's form. What have you been most impressed with Arsenal this season, or what's been your biggest like, you know, drawback to the season?
Blimey, that's a loaded question. Obviously, discipline is right up there. We've lost about 5 points due to getting sent off, although
Yeah,
the way in which we've got sent off and considering no other team has got sent off for doing it is very difficult to take. But at the end of the day, you can't make excuses. At the end of the day, we've lost 2 points against Brighton because of the controversial sending off. We've lost 2 points against City because of the controversial sending off. And we've at least lost a draw against Bournemouth because of the controversial sending off. So overall, discipline is by far the biggest one. I talked like a few days ago about our transfer window, which was completely ambitionless, completely borderline negligent. After finishing 2 points behind the leaders, you've weakened the squad. I feel like Arteta refusing to use Wanyeri when the Erdegaard's out has been absolutely criminal and has completely screwed us over, which I don't think we're going to bounce back from. I know there are twists and turns, but I'm very negative. So I'm like that.
honest.
Yeah,
You know,
and
yeah.
yeah, carry on, carry on.
No, I'm just saying it's not negativity; it's being honest. Actually,
Yeah, I feel since the international break, uh, we've picked up form, but that draw at Craven Cottage. I mean, last season we lost the league because we drew against Fulham. I can't help but feel it's going to be the same thing again. Deja vu. Arsenal Football Club, just same crap every season. History doesn't repeat itself, it just rhymes. And with Arsenal Football Club, it rhymes so well, it may as well be repeated.
yeah, I hear that. I mean, Arsenal are one of those teams like, you know, you just don't know when that they could like disappear, because they always,
Exactly.
because for me in the last year and a half they've turned up for nearly every Premier League game. Nearly every Premier League game they've turned up, but unfortunately falling short on the Premier League title 2 years.
Twice, yeah.
Because I was upset personally. I was upset because I did not want I wanted Arsenal to win the league, right? Because I didn't want to see City win the league, because I don't want to see them win 4 in a row or 3 in a row. Because one thing about City, I don't mean to go back about City. The reason why I hate Man City so much is because, do you remember that Aguero winner? Because that
Yes, of
day,
course.
that day, right? I was like, nah, you can't do this to me. Like, I was like, QPR, you're nearly there. Hold on, man. Hold on. United finished. United had just won the game with Sunderland. The City just going with the game 2-1. Sorry, 3-2. Excuse me. And then that was it. And then that was the day. I was like, you know what? Screw you, Man City. And the F.
Think how Liverpool fans feel.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, Liverpool.
Think how Liverpool fans, bro. You've got Gerrard slip. You've got John Stones clearing it off the line from 11 millimeters. You've got well, I don't really know what happened 2 seasons afterwards, but they lost the league by a point. Bear in mind, if Alisson hadn't scored the own goal against West Ham, and if Salah had scored his penalty at the King Power Stadium, Liverpool would have gone unbeaten and won the league by a point. So, fine margins.
But the thing is, bro, like, I'm just watching like the games, yeah, and I'm like, okay, City, Liverpool, they're one of these teams that they love to hold hands and everything. They say they're like, oh, I'm gonna support you, you're gonna support us. It's not a rivalry. It's really not a rivalry. People say it's not a rivalry. I'll tell you what's a rivalry. Arsenal and Man United is the rivalry. Liverpool's a rivalry. You know, people don't want to bring this up. United and Chelsea in the 2006 2004-5 era till about 2011-12. That United Chelsea rivalry was there, by the way. People didn't know that.
I feel like people delegitimize it because people were so hurt by the fact that Abramovich has effectively brought Chelsea's way to the top. So
yeah, I was just gonna say, but what's the biggest factor going into this game? Because Gabriel's back in training, and obviously you know what it is with Everton. They when I watched United play against Everton, two weeks ago, it was United playing a high line. It's like Everton playing a high line, and that plays into your hands because you guys have got the attack to just completely destroy them. And I'm just gonna go for it straight up. I'm gonna go with a comfortable 3-0 Arsenal win. Like, I just see it being very, very comfortable.
Fair enough. I still say 2-1. It's going to be rough, yeah, but we'll win.
I hear that, and there's a chance you will, but I don't think Everton will be as great. I reckon you guys should turn up because it should be quite comfortable for you guys. If United can do that 4-0, then Arsenal should as well. So exactly. I reckon Arsenal should score more against Everton, to be honest. But yeah, and one last thing before we move on from this game, yeah. What's your biggest factor going into this game?
My biggest factor. Well, I think I mentioned it previously. The fact that Everton haven't played for over a week.
Yeah,
I think that's why it's going to be so difficult. I think that's a big factor. I feel that's why we're going to struggle a bit. I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses. I'm not. I'm genuinely saying like that rest is critical. Because let's say they played the Merseyside derby, they've just been putting in blood, sweat, and tears for 95 minutes, last ever derby at Goodison, and then they've got to travel to the Emirates a week later. That's going to knock the stuffing out of them if that game occurs, because it hasn't. They've got energy in the legs. But obviously, they're not in Europe. No offence if there are any Everton fans watching. So I feel that's a big factor in this game.
No, I hear that completely. Yeah, I'm just going to go for 3-0 after the win, and you're going for 2-1 Arsenal, yeah?
Yeah.
Moving on to Chelsea. By the way, Paul Pogba just dropped this on his Instagram. On his Instagram story.
Who's been criticising him now?
No. Paul Pogba posted this on his story.
Cryptic. I don't know.
So who knows? Like where he's going to end up? But yeah, I can hear a bit of something from your earphones, bro. A bit of something. I can hear a bit of something.
Okay, I should probably take them out then. Do you think?
No, unplug them back in again.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You still hear something?
Did you put him back in already?
Yeah.
I can hear you now. It's all good. Because sometimes it just
sweet.
it makes some sound, but it's all good, man. It's all good. Let's move on to Chelsea up against Brentford at home. I think let's just get this out of the way and say it's gonna be a comfortable Chelsea win, because I just think Chelsea, like, they've been on a really really good run of form. They just went and beat Tottenham 4-3 after Tottenham went 2-0 up. Cucurella obviously had a blunder for the 2 goals.
2 blunders.
Two blunders. Yeah. I just think Chelsea with the depth they have, with the quality they have off the bench and the rotation, I just think they should they'll just get the win and move on to the next game. I think it'll be a comfortable 2-3 Chelsea win. Comfortable 2-0 win. Yeah.
Do you want to
Sorry.
know a fun fact about this particular fixture?
Go on.
Since Brentford have been promoted to the Premier League in 2021, they've gone to Stamford Bridge 3 times the last 3 seasons, and they've won every game.
Really?
So, yeah, seriously. They won 4-1, then 2-0, then 2-0 again, if I'm not mistaken.
To be fair with you, though,
And,
when Brentford came up, yeah, I think it was more of like Chelsea were not in great form, but this is like a much better formed Chelsea team. This is
yeah,
a much
fair
better,
enough.
but it's like a much better Chelsea team. Like the last 4 years ago, I was like, okay, maybe Chelsea were like, I'm thinking maybe Brentford are just one of those teams, like, they'll get a good result here and there. Chelsea didn't look great the 3 years ago. I expected them to win the league 3 years ago because of how
Same.
because when they signed Lukaku, when they signed, I was like, okay, no way, they need to win this league now. It's like no way they don't win this league. City don't sign a striker, and they still ended up winning the league. So this is what I'm going to talk about. I reckon Chelsea will get their first win against Brentford at home in the Premier League.
Fair enough. I think they will too, because Brentford's their away form is the worst in the Premier League. Only Southampton are bottom of the league on goal difference when you look at the away table. So I feel it will be a comfortable 2-0 Chelsea victory. Sorry for interrupting again.
No. Don't worry, bro. It's your show, bro. It's your show too, man. It's all good, man. No worries.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I agree. I'm gonna go with the Chelsea win, because the thing is, Chelsea, like, look, if they keep this run going, they're literally behind Liverpool, right? It just depends on the result Liverpool gonna get on the day before. But I reckon still, even with Liverpool winning, which we'll talk about in a minute, Liverpool, Chelsea, I reckon Chelsea will get the job done, and I think they'll win the game quite comfortably 3-0. What do you say?
2-0 Chelsea.
Fair enough.
Simple.
Cole Palmer, captain in FPL again.
He's my vice. I've taken my main captain Saka at the minute. I took Haaland off because he's been absolutely stinky the last few games. So,
bro, I captained him against Tottenham and he got me 34 points.
Fair enough.
I got 84 points because of Cole Palmer himself. I was like, yeah, nah. If I didn't captain him, yeah, I'd be done. I'd be done.
Fair
But
enough.
I'll go the Chelsea win. Moving on to Liverpool. Potential title winners this season. At home to Fulham. Fulham are a decent team. They're pretty much like the baby Arsenal in the sense that they have your former players. They have Leno, they have Iwobi, they've got Smith Rowe, they've got, who else do they have?
Reece Nelson.
They're pretty much like the baby Arsenal in the sense that they have your former players, and then they're gonna go up to Anfield. But I reckon, like, just because Liverpool just, like, they've been on an absolute tear this season. Liverpool just been on, like, some crazy good form, and I just don't know, like, where this game will, sorry, excuse me. I don't see how Fulham will win this game. I don't see where this game will go to Fulham, because look, they're going up to Anfield. Yes, Nottingham Forest won there, and Fulham are a good side, and I hope Fulham win the game. But I just don't see it. I just see, like, because Liverpool, just looking at Liverpool right now, they've not been on the best of forms in terms of when it comes to, like, this December, January, like, because Liverpool last year in December, January was sort of starting to tail off, if I don't recall.
Last season.
Or was it the year before that Liverpool, like, they had this really, really good form, like they had this really weird form in, like, December, January. I can't remember which year it was, but Liverpool December, January's tend to, like, they tend to drop a result here and there.
They do.
they tend to drop a result here and there in December, January. But this season, it's been so different for Liverpool.
It is. I will admit. I
They
think
it,
they played against Girona away, didn't they?
it
They
wasn't
won
easy
1-0. Salah penalty.
in December,
That's all right.
January. December, January is where it is like a period for teams to when they're doing so well, they tend to drop off. Like
Yeah,
it's like a
because of
time.
the massive fixture congestion.
Exactly, the fixture congestion is like crazy. But Liverpool don't have to worry about the fixture congestion because they play the same players every game and they play on an absolute like their players go on like a really good momentum sort of run, and that's where it's always like that's where I always say play your best players when the momentum is high because when the momentum shifts away, your players are finished. It's about it's about and how you approach games. If the momentum and the adrenaline's high, you're gonna want to go and win the game still. It doesn't matter what your fitness is. Like because Liverpool been living off of their lack of squad depth and their momentum over the last few years without having to change it up without rotation. In the cup games they played their academy players, but Liverpool this season they don't need to. Like they can just play their best players in every game and they'll still go on and win. And barring no injuries, yeah, they're still like the best team in the league for me this season. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but they just have been the best team in the league. But December
By a
January is a
fine
time.
margin.
But December January is a time for them to tail off. If there's a time for them to tail off, it's December January.
I think it
I
depends on the fixtures.
yeah, because there's also because let's not forget there's also Champions League January this time. There's also FA Cup, right? And
Yeah.
Liverpool have to like rotate teams, like rotate players and everything. So yeah, but yeah,
Bear in mind, they might be in the Carabao Cup semi-finals because I assume they're going to beat Southampton in midweek as well.
I already see them going to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. I don't have to worry about that.
Same. Yeah.
We have Tottenham away. We have Tottenham away next week.
Good luck with that one. Well, to be fair,
Yeah,
they're crap as well. So, no.
I reckon we're done, bro. If like Carabao Cup,
Seriously?
I reckon you'll beat us as well. If FA Cup third round, I reckon you'll beat us as well. So we've only
I
got the
wouldn't be
Europa,
so sure about that.
and we've only got Europa League to worry about this year. So yeah, but yeah, I was just gonna say I reckon Liverpool will win this game. I reckon Liverpool will win this game. Another 3-0 I'm gonna go for.
Another 3-0. I'll go
Yeah.
2-1 Liverpool. 2-1 Liverpool. It'll be like, I'm probably overestimating the European factor, but I mean, it
No,
will play a part inevitably, no matter how experienced they are. I'll go 2-1. Fulham are a good side. They should have taken something at the Etihad. Uh, took 2 points away from us. I reckon they'll provide a good fight, but Liverpool will just squeeze through.
let's go to another league. I want to talk about this game here. Lazio against just a quick prediction on this one because Lazio versus Inter, right? Let me have a look at how many points separate the two teams actually. Lazio and Inter Milan. From what I'm seeing right now,
Look it up as well.
yeah, it's literally only it's literally only 3 points that separate the two teams. Lazio are in fifth with 31 points, but Inter have a game in hand and they've also got 31 points. And the gap from fifth to first is 3 points in the Serie A.
That's crazy.
I don't know, man. What do I go for? Lazio have had a decent season so far.
They
I'll
have.
go. Still gonna go with Inter Milan win though, 3-1 Inter.
Away from home.
Yeah, tough.
I'm going to go 3-2 Lazio. There'll be Inter Milan will be sent down to 9 players. Lazio down to 10. It's going to be crazy.
I will take that. Do you know why? Because I like AC Milan in Italy. So AC Milan they need to rise. But yeah, I hear you completely, bro. I hear you completely. Any more fixtures to talk about? Real Madrid versus Rayo Vallecano. I reckon Madrid should win that game.
Madrid they'll win it about 3-0.
And who else? Barcelona. Barcelona Leganes at home. Yeah, Barca win this one comfortably 4-5-0.
Well, to be fair, they've been in poor form, but they did beat Dortmund, didn't they? So that'll be a
Yeah,
massive confidence boost. They'll get back to winning ways, I reckon. Stay top of the Liga.
and
I'll go 2-0.
and Atletico Madrid are back in the title race as well. They're only 3 points off of Barca. It's a three-way title race this year, and maybe
Easily is.
four-way if you want to include Athletic Bilbao, but they're gonna tail off soon. Atletico Madrid against Getafe at home. I'm gonna go with Atletico Madrid to win 3-0.
Ooh, 2-1 Athletic.
Fair enough. Any more fixtures? Any more game? Any more thoughts you want to get off? Before we close out.
Before we close out, I don't know. We've got Southampton Spurs to look forward to as well. Two teams in short confidence. If you want to talk about that.
Let's talk about Arsenal's next few games. Assuming, so I don't. So I see you after the. Oh yeah, I need to talk to you about the Crystal Palace game. What sort of team are you expecting to see? Because you play Palace back to back next week. You play Palace at home and then you play Palace away.
Well, one thing I will say is that they're playing Brighton at home. I'll work for Brighton as a matchday steward, so I'm hoping that Brighton win. I've gone for a 3-1 Brighton win. I feel Palace. Palace, they've been really short of confidence, but when they've played the big six sides, they've got a point in the majority of them, haven't they? And Selhurst Park is always a tough place to go, especially under the lights. Luckily, we're not under the lights. So.
Do I want to include Tottenham a big club? So let's just scrap that. Actually, they beat Spurs 1-0, but do I count Spurs as a big club? No, I don't. And I'm being serious, but they ain't a big club. So they beat. They drew Chelsea away 1-1. They drew United 0-0. They drew City 2-2. Who else am I missing? Liverpool beat them, didn't they?
1-0. That was really comfortable. I mean, 1-0 after 9 minutes, that sounds uncomfortable, but it really wasn't. Liverpool dominated.
Liverpool won the game. Anyone else I'm missing? Anyone else? No, I think Arsenal's the next big club
Testing
they play.
my memory.
No, Arsenal the next big club they play. I think they've already played City, they played United, they played Liverpool, they played Chelsea. So Arsenal's the next game. So yeah, Arsenal, they play Arsenal back to back.
Yeah, we do.
What team are you expecting to see like going into that game? Because obviously we're not going to preview that game yet, are we? Unless we can.
Yeah.
If in case we don't, let's just quickly preview it right now.
Well, the League Cup game.
Yeah, the League Cup game. What team are you expecting to see against Crystal Palace, or what team and what type of game are you expecting to see?
Well, at the end of the day, it's knockout football, so there's always an element of risk. I don't know if you're familiar with Carabao Cup and Ketia, but whenever he played in the Carabao Cup for us, he usually scored. So I'm not looking too forward to that if he does return.
Because I remember the sorry to interrupt you. There was a game I remember in 2018 or 2017 or something like that where Eddie Nketiah made his debut for Arsenal and you beat Norwich 2-1, and then the fans were starting.
My home team as well. Yeah.
Oh, Norwich as well.
Yeah, Norwich is my home team. Yeah, that's where I'm from, unfortunately. So, yeah, weird how football works like that. I will say this: I think in 1 year will finally start in where Odegaard usually plays. Yes, Gus, I agree with that statement.
As Liga would say, have a double unskippable. Bosh. But I can't give you ads right now. So yeah, it is what it is. I can't give you advertisements right now. So yeah, it's what it is. Because you know what it is. You know what Liga does, right? Whenever some mutant comments on his chat, right? Whenever some mutant comments on his chat and says something like crazy, yeah, and then they're gonna have a double unskippable. Bosh, and he kicks him out with double advertisements, and I'm like, yo, but I can't do that to him, unfortunately. So yeah,
not yet. We'll do soon.
But when I remember this comment, yeah, and then I'll get back to you in a few years' time or something that when I get monetized and when I get advertisements. So in advance, have a double unskippable. Bosh.
Good lad. Banish him.
You compared your co-host to a mutant.
Hey, Gus, don't come on. Let's not add friction.
You are muted, my friend. You are muted, my friend. After that comment, you are big up man every time.
Yeah, you rat.
Yeah. Sorry. Continue what you were
That's
saying.
right.
Now continue what you were saying, man.
No, Cam's watching as well. No, I will say I think Wanyeri will definitely start against Palace in the cup. I feel Lewis Skelly will start. I think Tierney will start as well. I reckon it'll be quite an exciting team for the Arsenal fans travelling. I do think we will win. We will get to the semis before we draw Liverpool, which I won't be looking forward to. But I think we will beat Palace. It'll be a squeaky 2-1 win. I
If
think.
you draw Liverpool, that's gonna be that's gonna be spicy. I can't lie.
Don't. Please don't.
Yo, it would be funny. Arsenal Tottenham semi-finals.
Right, that used to happen quite a few times back in the early 2000s.
It
They
did,
slapped
and
us 5-1. Yeah.
yeah, they did. And but the thing is, like, Arsenal don't really take Carabao Cups really seriously, though. They've not won it in like 30 years, and
We haven't won it since 1993. Wenger completely disregarded it, like
and
throughout. I remember. Well, I don't remember, but we played Jose Mourinho's Chelsea in
yeah,
February 2007 Carling Cup final. Mourinho puts out the strongest Chelsea team, barring like one injury, and Arsenal said like Wenger sends out an average squad age of about 19. Like that just shows you how much little he cared for it. It was literally a chance to win a trophy. And to
yeah.
be fair, we were unlucky. Drogba was offside for the equaliser. So, no. But
And
he completely disrespected it. Yeah.
at least the thing is with Fergie is at least he won it a few times. So I can
Yeah.
be like, you know what, Sir Alex Ferguson, you can throw it away sometimes if you want to, because he's already won it a few times. He doesn't have to be like, oh, I need to win the Carabao Cup. He doesn't take it seriously. But when he gets to the latter stages, he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna go to the final. I'm gonna win. That's his mindset, and that's what we
Yeah.
did. We won it back to back in 2009 and 2010. We won it back to back.
Against Spurs and Aston Villa.
Yeah, we did. We beat Tottenham and Aston Villa. Yep, and I was watching the final as well. I wasn't watching the final in 2009. We won on penalties.
He did.
Spurs up against against very very young Ben Foster, and then they lost.
Blimey.
And then I think Tottenham were the holders, weren't they? They were the holders. So
They beat Chelsea the year before. They beat us
yep.
5-1 in the semi-final. Second leg.
And then we beat Aston Villa a year. Like we beat City over 2 legs as well in the semi final. So yeah, it's
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier.
World Cup gets interesting, and I remember Birmingham won the FA Cup as well. FA Cup against Arsenal
League
as
Cup.
well. It just goes
League
to
Cup,
show.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Carling Cup at the time, wasn't it? Yeah.
Carling Cup, yeah.
So it just goes to show you these clubs don't take the Carling Cup very very seriously, and only Liverpool and City do nowadays. United won it once, and I was happy with it. But like, cool, like, it's like almost as if like no one wants to take the League Cup seriously anymore. It's almost like a cup where, like, you know what, we don't want to take it seriously because it ruins our congestion. I'm like, I don't know, man. I just think that these clubs need to start taking it more seriously now. But do you know what it is? I think Swansea also won it once, and they beat like
They
what,
did. They
Bradford.
beat Bradford in the final,
They
who
beat
knocked Arsenal out, funnily enough.
Bradford like what 5-1, 6-0. I can't remember the scoreline, but I was watching
5
the highlights.
5-0, 5-0 Swansea.
So like there you go. And those Meet You days as well. I remember those Meet You days were crazy. Like Meet You was like that FPL asset like everyone needed to have. Like he was always
That's
back to
serious.
But yeah, I reckon Arsenal will win this game and they'll make the semi-final. What do you think?
2-1 Arsenal will make the semi-final. We'll either play Spurs or Liverpool. I guarantee it. It won't be Newcastle or Brentford, whoever wins that game. It will definitely be. Well, it might be United even. Like you could easily beat Spurs. They're Spurs, you know. You never know. You never know what United's going to turn up.
I don't see United game. I see us losing the game 2-1 because away at Tottenham, it's not an easy place. I know we had a good. I know prior that we've had a good record, yeah, against Tottenham away. But I just don't see us being Spurs away. I just don't. Like the only thing I see us doing is we'll win on penalties.
I was thinking that.
I could see us winning on penalties because let's not forget Carabao Cup does not have extra time until the final. So yeah, I reckon it could go. I reckon it could go penalties. And I think United could win the game, but I think Spurs will win the game 2-1. Yeah, and I think our run will come to an end.
Right.
But yeah, what do you think? What do you think of that game? I'm gonna go with the Tottenham win, unfortunately.
That game, that one's really hard to call. Like really hard. Shut up, Cam. So, um, that's really tough to call. I reckon. I don't honestly. I don't. This might be cheating a bit, but I'm not going to say anything because I genuinely don't know what side that's going to go.
Yeah,
Because Spurs are in really bad form. I think they only won one game in six, and that was against Man City at the Etihad.
drew to Rangers last night away.
Yeah, exactly. Well, to be
So
fair,
yeah,
that's not too bad with the Scottish atmosphere, but
yeah. But to be fair with you, it was in the UK. So to be fair with you, I mean, a lot of Spurs fans traveled up there. Um, but they let the team down again, I guess. Um, I'm gonna go with but I reckon Tottenham will win the game. But you say, what do you think United? You think United will win the game, or do you think Spurs will win the game?
I reckon. Oh, see, that's my point. I can't call it.
You can say penalty. You can say draw
Yeah,
penalty.
I'll say United on penalties. United on penalties. I'd say
Fair enough.
you'll shit out. You'll crap out your way through it.
Nah, that's all right. But yeah, and I think Liverpool make the semifinals. I think all the good stuff. We'll have to preview it again in midweek if you'd like, people. So make sure you guys tune into that. We're gonna wrap it
Yeah.
up here. There's over a few. There's over like 17 of you watching. Please make sure you click the link, subscribe. I'm 3 away from 100 people, so make sure you sub, and show Josh some love as well, because he's taking this time off to hop on the channel and talk. So thank you so much for coming on, Josh, man. Real talk.
Thank you for
Real talk.
letting me come on, Kevin.
No worries, man. Always, man. Every time you're always welcome, man. And I'll see you again next week. Next week we're gonna be talking about the Carabao Cup, possibly semifinals. So we'll talk about more about it in depth, because going to the games, because we'll see what happens. Like, we'll see what happens with the results on the weekend. So we'll talk about the games after the results happen. So yeah, I reckon we should talk about it as well. Maybe Auguste will come back on. Maybe Cam, if you'd like to come on as well, because you know what it is. I see you in the chat. I see you running it. I see you running up your mouth. So you can talk. You can come on and talk, bro.
So that I know the guy. He does run his mouth a lot. He's a good lad. He's a good lad for.
Oh, but yeah, I can tell. But yeah, he's a good lad. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Thank you for popping by, man. Real talk. Big up Cam and big up Augustia as well. Thank you, Josh, for coming on. Let me know what you got coming up. You got any streams or anything? You got any shows or anything coming up soon?
No streams, just university stuff. Christmas time, so spend time with the family and whatnot. Hopefully, Arsenal don't ruin my Christmas, and hopefully United don't ruin yours. Or if you celebrate it as.
Nah, I don't celebrate Christmas in that sense, but I mean, Christmas over here is like it's not as massive, but they still have like Christmas like decorations and stuff and everything. So like yeah, it's what it
Fair
is.
enough.
But
Fair
but we don't celebrate like within our family. We just like we just give presents, I guess, and we just like that's all we do, I guess. We don't really do like much for Christmas, but we used to do secrets.
Normal holiday.
We used to do Secret Santa. Everyone used to do Secret Santa, don't they? Like Secret Santa was
Yeah,
the thing. But like
it still is over.
it still is. But like people now do more like like Christmas dinners rather than like But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I hope they don't ruin my Christmas holidays. But it is what
So
it is. United need to pick up form in December, man. Come on, we need to start winning games before we play Arsenal in the FA Cup third round. Liverpool is our first game to start the new year, so we need to we
lock in.
need to win. Yeah, for real, but we're growing up. We're growing up too quickly, man. And here it is. Cam's more delusional. Pass not even close.
They are
Well,
literally the same person. But just a quick trigger warning, Akervin, they are literally the same person.
so let's not forget it's been raining, isn't it? So
Yeah,
let's not
that's the
forget
kind of excuse he would make.
we mustn't forget it's been raining. So yeah, let's see. But people are gonna wrap it up here. There's 18 of you watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Get me to 100. 3 of you can easily subscribe and get me to 100. Like, come on. Sorry for the stutters. I love to stutter when I talk, but people, please
Don't we
don't
all?
show us love in the chat. Please make sure you get respectful as well, because we've taken the time to do Premier League predictions for you today. Apologies for the lateness. I'm just I accidentally fell asleep. Sorry, people. It's quite late here in Thailand. But yeah, please make sure you get big up, man. Big up. Thank you so much for the support, man. Always. And Augustia has been a co-host as well. So please make sure you show him some love as well in the chat.
I think they're bickering in chat.
Cam's wild, bro. Real talk, he's wild. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. Take care, people. Come on, United. Manchester must be red.
And come on, Arsenal.
Manchester must be red on Sunday. Come on. Peace.